I was muted. Whether you are with me on Facebook or in the Zoom room, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you are here. If you're on Facebook, please take a second to say hello, give me a few hearts, let me know that you're there. It helps. Also, I'd love for you to share. Just click the share button. If you're finding us on Facebook, please know that you can get a membership at shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com. And right now it's only $69 for a lifetime membership. Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy amount for such a great value. It's 69 bucks right now for a lifetime membership. So please share this with your friends. Tonight's going to be some good stuff. They might like what we've got going on right here. Okay, so share it with your friends. And keep in mind that there's like 295 left at that amount. And once that's gone, the price will be the regular price of 99 per year. So, okay. Thank you, Deborah. If you're in the Zoom room, please set your chat to all panelists and attendees. So what you're going to do is where your chat button is, whether you're on your phone or on your computer, you're going to click chat. And then you should see where it says all panelists. You click there and then you choose all panelists and attendees. So in the chat room, kind of scan to the right of your name and see what it says. Make sure that it says all panelists and attendees. And I'm so thankful that y'all have already started to say hello. Hey, Angela and Donna. Angelia is back with us, and Amy and Deborah. Hey, Deborah, and Kelly and Vicky and Angela and Deborah. Thank you. Thank you. I've gotten so many compliments on this pink today. It's been so much fun. Hey, Sandy, glad you're here. And Darlene. Awesome. Glad you are with me. Who had a perfect day today? Who had a perfect day? Guess what? This girl right here going to have perfect days through the rest of July because I don't have any more left. But guess what? I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Good, Darlene. Awesome. So did Amy and Sandy. Wonderful. Deborah. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. I was hoping you were going to say that. That's fabulous. Good. And Vicky did too. Wonderful. And Deborah, yay, that's right. That's awesome. Well, good. Hey, Stacy, glad you're here with us tonight. Thank you. All right, well, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to go into the fast track laps on Shibboleth website. Let's see if I can get all these little things set up. Dawn, that's funny. Dawn says, I think I did. Hey, that's good. That's good, Dawn. I'm glad you think you did because you probably did. Now, if you want to have somebody have a look at that, just post it in the Shibboleth the Shibboleth Silver Level group. And lots of our members will let you know whether or not you did or not. It's always a good way to check, especially when you are new. So I'm glad you're here, Dawn. Okay, so we're looking at lap 3. Now, if you'll notice, we didn't do lap 1 and lap 2 together because Sunday night I did the lifestyle overview. Monday night, I did the simple food combining webinar. And then tonight through Saturday night, I'm really working to show you how to utilize the website to your benefit and to shorten your learning curve on the website, on using it to your best benefit. Okay. But just because I didn't go over lap 1 and lap 2 specifically with us doesn't mean they aren't important. In fact, they're actually 2 of the most important. But, oh, good, Dawn. Yeah, she should know. And if she doesn't, I'll get on to her. Okay, so lap 1. See, right here in lap 1, you're registering. See, a lot of these things are just little housekeeping type things, but very, very important housekeeping. You're going to register for the webinars. You're going to watch a few pre-recorded videos that take you less than 1 hour. You're going to print things. If you've got printer, if you don't have a printer, you're going to read them. You're going to take notes. This is from this one right here, welcome packet, all the way down to meal plan worksheet are papers, things, documents that you're going to need to read for understanding to know what you're doing. And then from this one right here to this one is just joining some Facebook groups if you're a user, a Facebook user. So I don't really need to go over this with you per se because you need to read it. All right. Hey, Teresa, glad you're here. And then this little video right here goes over all of it anyway. All right. And then in lap 2, this is kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's of getting your account set up in a way that is going to benefit you the most. You want to confirm your email. You want to make sure that you are getting emails from us, okay? You want to know what your ideal weight is. Do you know I didn't even have an idea what my ideal weight was when I got started? So I put it in here for you to find out right away. Complete a full body assessment. Complete your profile, making sure to put your starting weight and starting measurements in there. These are things that indicate to us on our backhand side of the website, oh yeah, they're doing everything that they need to do. We're actually looking at that in the first 30 days going, yep, okay, they did that, awesome. And if you ask for help, we look at that to see, are they doing everything they can to help themselves as well? Because that is very important too. Take a before, front, and side picture. Do you know if you put those in the website, nobody can see them unless you mark that you want people to be able to see them. There's some ways to customize your privacy settings. But even if you don't put them into the website, which we prefer that you do because you could lose it on your phone and other things, but you could save them on your phone, okay? Hey, Gina, hope you've had a great day. Thank you for tagging. And then define your why. This is something you got to do. You got to figure that out. And then this is just where I house all the 7 webinars from the week right there. This is the link from last night that I used. And this is the quiz that you want to take. The reason I have it right there is because you want to make sure that you've taken that quiz before you start lap 3, because it opens up the full food library, full recipe library, and full restaurant guide to you if you are a journey member and up. Okay, which if you see silver and gold, silver, you're good, silver and up. If you're just a fast track member, that's just a little toe touch in the water just to make sure that you like us and that this is a real thing. And then you might go, okay, I got to get my full membership now, because I understand there's a lot of things out there that aren't trustworthy, and so you may have been burned before, so you may want to do that. But that you gotta get the better membership if you want to see everything. All right, so just kind of understand how that goes. So see, these things, I really can't help you with doing all of these. So that's why I do the overview on Sunday night, the food combining webinar on Monday night, and then I start going over those other things. Make sure that you've done that, okay? Diane says that she's so glad that she did the full body assessment. There's so much great info in that body assessment. They're going to give you 3 different amounts of fat that are in your body, and it's going to give you your excess. That's what we're after. We're after the excess fat. And then it's going to give you reserve fat. If you want to look good in your bathing suit, we're going to go for the reserve fat, but you never want to get into your essential fat. Let's see, Wendy Lou, if I put my weight and measurements in the app, will it sync to the main app on the website? Okay, so Wendy Lou, every day in your journal, it will. But this particular task right here that I'm asking you to do from the website, that is not on the app. Okay, so you want to do that from the website. So whether it's on your phone, because this is a mobile friendly website, or whether it's on a computer, you do want to make sure that you have put this in through the website. But every day when you journal, it does sync, Wendy Lou. Hey, Patty Bass, glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and get to lap 3. So lap 3, we're going to familiarize ourselves with a food library. Let's see. Gloria says, I feel like I need to fast track, kind of like a reboot. Lots of good information. Gloria, I'm glad you said that, because it's so true. It is so true. And Alicia says, oh, yes, and keep updating. You'll be amazed at how much change you see. Yes, that is wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so because this girl right here used to be a school teacher, I pull out teachery type things, okay? And I hope you don't mind, because teachery type things help us learn. We want to have this be internalized in a good way, and we want to be able to know it without even having to think about it. And that takes some time, okay? But we got to play around in that food library. So we're going to familiarize ourselves with the food library. But here's the little activity that I want you to do to familiarize yourself with it. I'm going to read this black box. One of the best ways to familiarize yourself with the library is to do a brainstorming activity. You take a blank sheet of paper and write down in no particular order, all the foods that you can think of that you like or that you eat on a regular basis. Just let those flow. That's what brainstorming is. Write them down, write them down. And if you have other people with a membership in your household that are doing this, get them to write it down too, okay? Then look up each of these foods on your paper and write down what category it's found. So let's say that you wrote eggs up there. And then you find out, oh, well, egg whites are category 1, so just write a 1 next to it. And then whole eggs are a category 4, write a 4 next to it. If you don't like numbers because you just don't like numbers, then you need to write down lean protein or LP or protein plus fat or PF. You can use those other abbreviations. Thank you, Sheila. I love that. So just write those down. Okay, just go into the food library, look them up and write them down. And don't get distracted while you're in the food library, because this particular activity is just for you to figure out what categories they're in. Okay, let's not go all around in there. Let's just figure out what categories they're in. So once you've done that, take another sheet of paper and organize by lists. Now, I am going to show you a document in just a second that you can print if you want to and use that. So organize them by lists. As you're exploring, please heart each food item that you like or you think you might like to try. Hearting a food item adds it to your personal favorites, which can be found in your My Journal tab or your My Favorites tab in the food library. Okay, so before we go and explore the food library, because I'm not doing the brainstorming activity unless y'all just kind of throw me some ideas in just a second. Thank you, Angelia. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Okay, so before I click here, I actually am going to come right down here to this one, and I'm going to read you that black box, and we're going to show you that worksheet. Print and use the attached worksheet to begin creating lists of your personal favorite foods in each list. The great thing about this worksheet is that you can print and create as many as you want. In fact, sometimes when people are asking me for help, I'll say print 3 of these. One of them you focus on creating breakfast meals. One of them you focus on creating lunch meals. And one of them you focus on creating dinner meals, just to give a little bit of focus to each worksheet. But I do want to say that if you do not have a printer, you can use the idea of the worksheet for a template and write this on your own paper. Okay, so if you don't have a printer, you just use the idea of the worksheet as a template and create it on your own paper. But let's have a look at it, okay? And one of the activities that you're going to do to finish and be able to check the box off is to at least find 10 lean proteins, 10 fibrous carbs. Hey, Nicole, glad you're here. 10 energy carbs, 10 protein plus fats, and so forth. Now, if you like, I get down to shellfish, and if you don't eat shellfish, then you don't have to worry about finding that one, okay? But in order to check the box off that you have completed this, you need to find some favorites here, okay? And then let me go ahead and click off of that real quick, because that's what that says to do. That says to find that, to make your lists. This task is to make your lists. Once you've made those lists, you can check this box. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check it just so I've gone over it tonight. This next, the bottom list says create meals on your fast track worksheet. Fill in the worksheet to create your first simple meals to get started. Okay, so if you have already created lists, you've made your list of lean proteins, you've made your list of fibrous carbs, and so forth. When you come down here, here's a place where you can build 7 meals. So you can pick a lean protein, and it says 1/7 because it can come from the regular category 1 lean protein, or it can come from the shellfish lean protein category, because shellfish is just a lean protein. So you write an item there, and then you think, what would I eat with that? And then you write it right there. In fact, I want to pop over to Facebook real quick. I want to go into the Shibboleth new member fast track group on Facebook. I'm going to show you how to find one that's completed that we did on the Shibby show last year. I'm clicking on the word announcements right here, and I'm just going to scroll down until I see. Let's see if I can click it here and find it easier. Nope. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click on announcements, which I was there. And I want to show you what I want a finished one to look like for you. This right here. This is a finished worksheet. So there's 10 lean proteins right there. There's 10 fibrous carbs and so forth. And then we just pick something out from chicken and broccoli. And if it says MCT up there, you just know that you can cook it in MCT and you would have the fastest fat burning combination. And then we did all this together. So somebody said that they would eat shrimp and okra together. Okay. This one is 96% lean ground beef with butternut squash. This one is egg white French toast with cinnamon. Then we have egg white omelet with category 1 Canadian bacon and green peppers. This one is egg whites and Sara Lee toast. And then there's the buffalo chicken with an ole tortilla. Okay, so we put those together. And built some meals. Well, I want you to do that with the ones that you've created here, okay? Because all of our lists are going to be different because we all have different preferences, all right? And then right here, where it says to build a meal, category 1 or 7, right here with a category 2, with a category 3. So let's just have a look at these category 3s. So lima beans, and I'm going to kind of work it backwards, green beans, and 96% hamburger, 96% lean ground beef hamburger. This is a 1/4 cup of sweet potato eaten with broccoli and chicken breast. This is onions with Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla and egg whites. So this person right here must like that. Whoever created this idea for us last year must really like onions, and because they're not using this as a condiment. Because if they're listing it as a category 3, they are using about a 1/4 cup of onions, and that's fine. That's basically an onion omelet. That's onions and egg whites thrown into an extreme wellness and making a wrap with it. Awesome. Diane says that today she had buffalo shrimp with hemp flakes. Wonderful. Delicious. And then this one right here is just some apples. Not apples, fruit. Goodness, my brain. Fruit. So we've got blueberries. So right here, ooh, this is what this looks like to me. Egg whites. Okay, so egg whites. Butternut squash. You know what that's kind of like? Hash browns. And then somebody wanted some blueberries with it. And then this is half an apple with London broil in a tortilla. And this was a shrimp, broccoli, and watermelon. Now, and you may not have ever eaten these things together in your life. And it may not, hey, Angela and Michelle, glad y'all are here. You may not have ever eaten those types of things together in your life. And that might not be something that you choose to eat, okay? But just in the beginning, we eat a lot of strange things just to eat and put it together. You're going to find you're on this nutritional adventure you're on. You are going to find lots of new things that you like to eat. And then down here, this is creating a category 4 protein plus fat with a category 2 fibrous carb. And then this one is creating a category 6 superfood with a category 2 fibrous carb. And you'll notice right here, I just wrote jelly out to the side because somebody was wanting to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that would be your condiment. So I just kind of wrote that over there. So, and later on in the week, we're going to look at freebies, extras, snacks, and meal replacements. But this completed worksheet is in the new member fast track group if you want to go have a look at it, okay? And there's the worksheet for you. And if you don't have a printer, just use the template from this and put it on your own paper. But once you've at least made those meals, that list of meals, you can come right here and mark that box off, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do this one too, the timing chart. Actually, yeah, I will. Okay, I'm switching these up a little bit. You're going to click on your weekly timing chart. which is this blue tab right here. When you click there, you're able to view your personal timing chart. Your timing chart is created by what you journal each day. So for example, if you journal that you've had your first perfect day, a green check is going to show up. And if you journal that you have your second perfect day, another green check shows up. When you journal that you're having a third perfect day, the computer system knows to put a flame on your timing chart, and you are in EFB, baby, efficient fat burning, okay? And you want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can, and then planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming around. Well, after you have a holiday, you're going to see this little masked smiley face guy who's taking his mask off. That's what's going to show up on a holiday, okay? And then after you've had a holiday, you get back to 2 green checks and then flames. Okay, so your timing chart is created based on what you journal. All right, the link in this task, though, is a video on how to use your timing chart to your benefit. It's just a little video I did one day. Your timing chart is going to be an extremely valuable tool for you. It's a great visual as to whether or not you are doing your best. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to say something. The scale is not always, hey, Ruthie, glad you're here. The scale is not always going to tell you if you are truly doing your best, okay? But the timing chart will. The scale may not give you what you want to see, but if you're seeing flames in your timing chart, then you should be doing pretty good, okay? Let's see. Peggy, do we have to do all this before we start the program? What part is confusing? Okay, and then it says, on your first and second perfect days, okay, we already went over that. When you are in EFB, your body is now in a state where it's efficiently going to burn fat, okay? So when you click on that link, it actually takes you to a video, and it's just a video of me talking about your timing chart, best practices, ways to look at it, you know, that type of thing, okay? So that's going to take you there. But what I want you to do is I just want you to be familiar with this up here. And I'm going to show you mine from very beginning, because that's a better example than what's going on now, because I'm in maintenance. So this was my first perfect Shibboleth day, and it's a green check, perfect day. And then another green check, a perfect day. And then when I said I was having a perfect day right here, the computer put in a little flame. And now I want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as I can. And then this was Easter, so I had holidays. And then I got right back to business with a perfect day. And then while I was gone for Easter, I watched some videos on intermittent fasting. And that's what that little icon is, but it's a perfect day. And as you can see, I got back to stringing as many efficient fat burning days together. Now, if for some reason the scale doesn't tell you what you want to see, but you come here and you look at this, this is a non-scale visual to let you know how well you're doing, okay? How well you're doing. All right, so we're going to hop off of that real quick, and I'm just going to check that box because I just want you to know what the timing chart is and that it's there. All right. So now we're getting into the food library. If y'all want to type in some foods that you eat, like one word foods, if you type in something that really is like nachos, that might need to be something we look up tomorrow. Okay. I can look up nachos, but pizza, if you name lasagna, that kind of thing. I kind of want to know just some whole foods tonight. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to click here. Awesome, Sandy. We'll look that one up. So the first thing that you want to know too is, okay, awesome. We'll look that up. And Peggy, are you a member yet or not? Because if so, I want you to watch the Sunday night and Monday night. It'll help you learn the program. What we're doing tonight through the rest of the week is learning how to use the website to your benefit so that you can look up all the awesome things. Okay, So we've got these filters. These filters will help narrow down what we're looking at, because as y'all have learned, we categorize foods according to how they respond in your body. And no, Carrie, it doesn't matter what you've journaled that you've eaten. You choose it from your drop down menu. Okay. So for example, if I go right here and I need to choose my day. Yeah, awesome. And Peggy, here's the other thing. You might have to rewatch it again. Watch it again. But if you spend time with us every night this week asking questions and read all the documents in lap 1, because that's where your welcome kit is and all of that, it'll all come together. It will. It will. What you need to treat this like it's like the college course that you never had, but you desperately needed. Okay. But we're in kindergarten right now, but you just gotta keep going, because it's very, very important that you learn this information. All of this stuff right here on this screen is just our management system, because I need to manage what I'm doing. You're welcome. Yes. And ask lots and lots of questions. Lots of questions. That's what's going to help you. Okay, so we're here in the food library. And there's a couple of things I want you to look at. Do you see this right here? My favorites? That's because I've hearted these things and they are in my favorites. You can also find your favorites in your My Journal tab too, okay? And then if I clicked filters right here, it would take me to a spot where my computer takes just a second to generate it. I love that. Angela just said that she's completed the courses and laps several times. She keeps hopping back on. It keeps her grounded and centered in her mind, and she always learns something new. Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so right now I just clicked on filters. And what it does is it gives me a list of every food in the food library. And then there's these little filters up top. So if you needed something that was gluten-free, you could click gluten-free and it would remove all the food that had gluten in it. If you needed something, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you would click these and that way you would see all of that. I actually don't use the filters right here in that way. I'm going to show you where I use them. Do you see this button right here, this add new food button? We don't really want you to use that, because we have the Shibboleth Fixed It group, and Kim says that Kim Shibboleth, which is not me, there's so many foods that come in, this gets a backup on it, and it's easier for her to manage it coming through the Shibboleth Fixed It group. So what you would do if you have diligently looked for a food in the food library and you don't see it, then you're going to take a picture of the front of the item and the back of the item, and then you post it in the Shibboleth Fixed It group on Facebook. Now, if it happens to be in the food library and you just didn't see it, she'll just send you a link to it. Because sometimes it takes multiple ways to use the search bar to find things. And if by chance it can be approved, she will let you know that, and it will be added. And look, it'll show up right down here. There's recently added things. These are all the recently added things that people asked, and they put it in there. And then if it cannot be approved, first of all, you always want to remember that it can be a holiday food. Okay, it can be a holiday food because we're not taking anything away from you. But if it can't be approved, she will also let you know why, and you learn a lesson, which is great. This is what we're wanting to do. Okay, so right now, I want to go back to the food library, the very beginning. When you are no longer in Fast Track, this link right here, this green one, this is where you're going to find the food library in this resources, foods, and recipes tab. Okay, so obviously you see a search bar there. We're going to search some of these foods that are over here. And then if you're on your phone looking at this, yay, Christine, that's awesome. Thank you, Diane. Kim Shibboleth is perfect. Yeah, thank you, Patty. Okay, when you're on your phone, you're going to see all of this just listed that like that. But when you're on your computer, there's a bigger screen. And so all of this is available to you as well. Okay, so as you can see, we've got lean protein, fibers, carbs, energy carbs, and so forth listed out. So that brainstorming activity that you did, just letting ideas and foods fly, then you're going to start searching for them right here in the food library. But let's say that when you are creating those lists of foods, like your favorite lists, and you're like, wow, I only have 5 lean proteins on my list, then you could simply come right here to the lean protein category and look and see what all options are there. This food library is great because it will help jog our memory or our thought processes, the recesses of our brain of foods we have not thought of before or in a long time. So I just clicked there, and there's these little filters. Now, this is a really good place to click vegetarian or vegan if you happen to be vegetarian or vegan, because you desperately need to find some lean proteins that you like, and that's how you would filter them out for you. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here, because lean proteins, there's a lot of choices. Do you see this little thing right here? The weight loss meter. Basically, that is another way for us to categorize foods. It's a way to say, okay, I know this is a lean protein. I know it's in that lean protein category, but which ones of these are better for weight loss? So our weight loss meter goes from a -3 to a +3. Okay, right in the center where 0 would be, not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But your negative numbers would be categorized for better weight loss. Your positive numbers, if you did one while you're in weight loss mode, it's not going to throw you out of efficient fat burning. You just don't want to do those 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, because you won't see all the results that you want as quick as most people want to see them. So these are often best kept for maintenance. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little slider ball right here. I'm going to slide that down, and I want to see -2, -3. Let me just check that out, because what I want it to do is I want it to filter out all the things that aren't the absolute best for weight loss. Okay, so now it's giving me some things here. Now, if you'll notice, I have hearts. I've got hearts right there, okay? That's because I said, ooh, 2 to 8 ounces of chicken breast, I like. So I clicked the button. When I clicked the button, it moved it right over here to this top right corner to my favorites. The reason that that's important is this food library has over 6,000 items in it. Well, you don't need 6,000 items. You just need the items you like. And you're going to find a lot of new items that you like, but in the beginning, you just need the old familiar ones that you like, okay? And when you heart it, it puts it into a smaller food library of your personal favorites. So this is really cool. Now, let's look at this. If I'm reading this, it says 2 to 8 ounces chicken breast. That blue little box, it shows you it's a -3 on the weight loss meter. I have hearted it. Let's say that for some reason I go back and I'm like, I don't like chicken, which I would not say. But let's say I hearted something, and then I decided I didn't like the thing. You can just go unheart it, okay? And it'll take it out of your my favorites. 575 other people have taken the time to come into the website and mark and heart it too. So they like it. And tomorrow night, we're going to learn about adding foods to a grocery list. And if I want to add it to a grocery list, boom, it's in a grocery list. Now I'll go over that tomorrow, not tonight. So you can just kind of see that I've hearted all of these things right here. Now I'm going to click right there and show you what it looks like when you open it up. This food library is worth way more than whatever you paid to get into Shibboleth. Let me just tell you, to not have to wonder and wander in the grocery store, this right here is worth every penny. So a couple of things going on. It always tells you the category. This is a category 1 lean protein, abbreviation LP. It's always going to tell you the approved portion, 2 to 8 ounces. Now, ladies, if you're really weighing this stuff, you'd want to stick with 6. Men could go up to 8. But I'm going to tell you, I would just put that chicken breast underneath my hand, and as long as it fit, I would eat it. I don't weigh it, but you can. And the reason we tell you that is so that you know that you can if you want to. Okay, while I'm looking at this, look, it's a -3. So there's that weight loss meter thing again. So I know that's good. If I wanted to add it to my grocery list from right there, I just simply click that button. I guess I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, that one's not working. Got to check that out. Okay, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to read this description. Oh, there, it's just slow. It's just slow at my house today. Get rid of that. Okay, the description is very important. All chicken breasts, fresh or frozen, are category 1 on our, oh, now it's going to bring up all the ones I clicked. All chicken breasts, fresh or frozen, are a category 1 on our program if cooked in an approved oil, which would be MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee butter, or 0-calorie cooking spray. If you're eating out during weight loss and you don't know what kind of oil your chicken is cooked in, then you need to count it as a category 4. Season and cook it to the way that you like. Okay. All meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4 protein plus fat because you don't know what oil they cooked it in. But where I'm going with this is, look, if I scroll down, look at all the recipes that have chicken in it. We're going to go over recipes tomorrow. Hey, Odessa, glad you're here. We're going to go over the recipe library tomorrow. So I'm going to scroll down. But look, there's like 13 pages of recipes with chicken in it. Good recipes. And then this info down here is where you can buy it. This information, to let you know, is not entered by Shibboleth. Nobody is sitting around checking out all these grocery stores to see if they carry all this stuff. The where to buy part is added by members. So if you don't see something down below there, it's not that Shibboleth didn't add it, it's that members haven't gone in and added it. Okay, so just to let you know that that's there as well. All right, so now that we've kind of seen, I'm going to click through in a different way. See, I clicked that resources, foods, and recipes. I'm clicking on approved food library. And then there's your food library, okay? So we've had a few little ideas over here. So chicken, we just looked at chicken, Sandy. Nicole says Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to look this up in a weird way. I'm going to explain to you why I put sprouts in. And it might sound silly. Brussels, sometimes it's like, okay, is it Brussels? Is it Brussels? Did I spell it right? So I put in sprouts because I know how to spell sprouts. Okay, so it's just one of those simple things. There we go. Brussels sprouts. So let's click Brussels sprouts and have a look. They're a -3 on the weight loss meter. If and y'all, if you know you like certain things, you can come and give it a rating too. And then if I wanted to add that to my grocery list, I could add that to my grocery list. I can also heart it from inside the listing itself. And look, there's more categories for this one. See, this one, we know it's a category 2 fibrous carb. But look, this could also be used as a freebie. Now, what that means to you, a freebie can technically be used as often as you need to, but if you've cooked these up in some MCT oil, they're really no longer freebies, okay? So if you just wanted to eat them not cooked in MCT oil, they'd be freebies. Now, also remember, we do not put freebies with meals. Freebies are used in a moment of mental weakness where we're giving in and we're going to go use that. We need something, but we know now that there's better choices and we pick one from the website and we make a better choice. Something that's still going to keep us on track, okay? We can still have a perfect day having freebies. Okay, category 2, fibrous carb. If you're eating Brussels sprouts as a component of a meal, you call it a category 2. You wouldn't call it a freebie because we don't put freebies with meals. Okay, and this is also a gluten-free product, so it was just tagged with that information. Your approved portion is 1/2 cup to 1 cup. When you are in weight loss mode, half a cup's really best for a meal. See, our stomachs will shrink back to its normal size, but even this good stuff takes up space. All right, it still takes up space. So we don't want to overfill our tummies. And if we scroll down, look at all this. Look at all these details. I love all these details. And do you see where these are the filters? All those blue filters that are above, well, there's not sitting there right now, but then the longer lists, that's what all of these been marked as all of that. Do you see right here where it says to comply with phase 4? I don't want to be confusing about it. All phase 4 means is that you know what you're doing and you are now ready to maybe take the next step and just buy organic foods. Phase 4 is just that you're buying all this organic foods. Okay, so that's what that means. Don't get confused by that. And then you would just read the information. See, this is going to help you so much with just general food knowledge. You can read all that information about that. Okay, so Angelia says catfish. Well, first of all, y'all tell me, what category is catfish in? That's right. Oh, Angelia, think again. Think again. You're close. You're close. You're close, close, close. Y'all think, no, 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 it's not. Okay, so, right, Sandy, that's right. Okay, so here's the thing. All fish, all fish is a category 1 lean protein. All the other critters that live in water, it's a lean protein, Peggy. Good job, Peggy. It's a lean protein. It's a category 1. It's category 1 lean protein. All fish is a category 1 lean protein. All the other critters that live in water, whether or not they have a shell, go in shellfish. But all fish goes into a lean protein category, okay? But honestly, whether y'all call it 7 or 1, it's still a lean protein. I'm just making sure all the little nuances are there. Yep. See, we learn something every night, every night. Okay, so here's our catfish. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. If you know you like catfish, go ahead and heart it. 87 other people have come in here and said that. And if you wanted to add it to your grocery list, you can do that. Well, let's have a look at it though. So it's a category 1 lean protein. It is a gluten-free product. And it says 4 to 6 ounces. And then they also specifically said 6 to 8 ounces for men. Okay. But hey, y'all think I've measured it? Y'all probably getting to know me by now. I didn't measure it. I just put it underneath my hand and eat it. Okay. And then here again, there's that phase 4 thing mentioned. Let's read it. Yeah, put it under your hand and eat it. Okay. It's always best to choose meats that are organic, free roaming, grass fed, hormone free, etc. when you are eating clean for phase 4. Okay. I just want to explain what that is. You don't have to be in phase 4. You could buy whatever kind of catfish you want and call it a category 1, phase 1. Phase 1 is the lifestyle. It is the foundation of the program. These other little nuances are just there in case you want to do them. You know, you aspire to do that. All right. And then you could just read the details. And then if there were any linked recipes with catfish, you could do that. But think about it. At this point, you could just go look up fish and just not necessarily be a catfish and do that. The other day, I tried catfish for the first time 2 Fridays ago or something like that. And I think I might have liked it, but I was at a restaurant that was a New Orleans style and it was spicy. I took 3 bites and I couldn't eat any more of it because it was spicy. I don't think it was because of the fish. Okay, so let's see. Asparagus. What do y'all think asparagus is? Okay, so I pulled up asparagus. So we got it's a -3 on the weight loss meter. I've hearted it. 444 other people have also said they liked it. And then look, there's some other things that have been tagged with the word asparagus. Foster's pickled asparagus spears. Now I'm just curious, so I'm going to click there. Okay, so this is a condiment. This is a condiment. You could use up to 50 calories in total condiments and can be used per serving per meal. So that's a condiment. So I just get curious and I look at these things. This is how I learn. Now look at this one. Gaspari Nutrition Precision Protein. Any flavor. I don't know why that's tagged with asparagus. So let's have a look. Yeah, Dawn, awesome. That's the asparagus. I don't know why this has been tagged with asparagus. That's interesting. Probably an accident. But I don't know. I don't know. So I would just ignore that one. I would use that probably. I don't know. Picked sweet asparagus. Look, frozen asparagus. So there we go. It's a fibrous carb. Look, it's also a freebie. Approved portion 6 to 12 spears. Okay. So let's go by and just click on the regular asparagus. It's fibrous carb, freebies. It's a freebie if you want to, but remember, as part of a meal, you call it a category 2 fibrous carb, and you can use up to 1 cup. I might even go with the spears from that other one because it's basically the same, okay? And there's some description there, and you read the description. There's a couple of recipes there, and just people have gone in and said they've bought it at those locations. Okay, so now let's look up cherries. What category do y'all think cherries are in? So I typed in cherries, nothing appeared. So I'm going to go back and type in cherry. So cherry came up. So let's click right here. And there's cherry. So it's category 5 fruit. Let's see if y'all are saying that. Yep, fruit. Awesome. Maybe, Amy, because I didn't type in full asparagus and there may be something in there like that. So that might be it, Amy. Category 5 fruit. When you say freebie, does that mean anytime you want it? It does, Donna. It does. But keep in mind that we aren't trying to just eat all day. Okay, so I would have to say this. Let's change the word want to you needed it. Okay, because want it, we really need to want 3 meals a day and that's it. But yes, you could technically use a freebie whenever you quote need it. But I know what you're saying. And yes. Good. I'm glad. Deborah loves cherries. That's good. Yeah, Deborah, I am. Yes, Sandy. Yes, I had never had catfish before. My granddaddy used to catch crappie. So that's what we used to eat. Okay, sorry, y'all. I was getting back to the list I was all going through. Okay, so they're category 5 fruit. They're gluten-free. So let's read the approved portion. A quarter cup up to a half a cup of fresh cherries as a category 5. Or 1 to 2 tablespoons as a condiment. Well, you're going to put 1 cherry in there, and that's going to be, and just kind of let you know, if you have a tablespoon, 1 cherry, 2 cherry, that's about a condiment amount, okay? Just to let you know. And you might have to cut those little things up to get them to fit in there. Okay. But really with condiments, it's just a smidge. It's really just a smidge. So then we've got milk. Okay, I'm going to come back to milk, Amy. Carrots. Carrots are a category 3 energy carb. Now, they're interesting. Yes, I don't know why somebody doesn't come let her out. I'm trying to make her be quiet, Diane. So carrots. Well, there's bird's eye, steamed fresh, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. Let's have a look at that. It's always good to know these quick and easy things, okay? Now have a look at this. This is the category 2 and 3. Category 2 and 3 is not a proper combination. I'm going to let Daisy out. Y'all tell me, what would you have to put with this to make it a proper combination? Okay, yes, yes. Amy and Deborah and Ruthie and Sandy and Nicole. Nicole, you technically only need a 1 with it because it's already got a category 2 there. Yep. Okay, awesome. Y'all see where we were going with that. So that's what you got to know. You got to learn those. Good, Dawn. Good. Okay, so half a cup up to a cup as a category 2 and 3. Okay, Nicole. Oh, it's a 2 and 3, not 2 or 3. Correct. Correct. So that's a great designation. So Nicole's just getting that straight in her mind that if this says this is a category 2, this is also a category 3. This is a category 2 and 3. This is both together. It's not or, it's both. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Ruthie, can you have category 3 and 4? You cannot. You cannot. So category 4 is a protein plus fat, and we just don't eat that with things that bring an insulin release. And that would be category 3s and 5s and 6s. So we don't eat that with 4s, but yeah, you can't do that, Ruthie. Okay, so let's go back because I was specifically looking up carrots and look, Healing Home foods, raw crackers, carrots and seeds. I like to look at this stuff. Okay, snack. So it's a snack. It's gluten-free. 1 ounce alone or 1 ounce with up to 2 ounces of cream cheese as a snack. That's probably good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add this to my grocery list. I got a weird little grocery list called Might Want to Try. Just in case I'm in a store somewhere and I look my stuff up on my phone. Now we're going to actually get to carrots. Sorry, y'all. But don't you like looking around at this stuff? I know I do. Okay, so carrots. They are a 0 on the weight loss meter, meaning not going to help you, not going to hurt you. Now, this is important to understand. Category 3 energy carb. Let's see, Angie, so you would just have a lean protein with this particular vegetable? With carrots, you have to have a lean protein and a fibrous carb. That bagged food that we just looked at, it was a 2 and 3 together because it also had broccoli and cauliflower in it and the carrots. So that particular item was a 2 and a 3, and you would have to add a protein to that. With the mixed, that one, yeah, with the mixed, you only needed a lean protein with that because the mixed itself was a 2 and a 3. Yeah. Okay, so this one's also a freebie, but let's talk about it in just a second, what makes that a freebie. And see right here, see description for details because they got things to say about it. You can have a small amount added to a recipe as a condiment. Small means smidge. You could do a 1/4 cup as a category 3 side item, or you can have raw baby carrots as a freebie in between meals if you get hungry. Now notice it's the raw baby carrots can be used as a freebie, but it didn't say that they're category 3. This is category 3. You could probably still use it as a category 3. Okay, but that's when they'd be a freebie. But if you cook them, they are a category 3. And it's best not to have more than 1 cup when you're having them as a freebie between meals. Kelly says, what kind of fibrous carb would you eat with a carrot? You could have green beans, broccoli, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, any fibrous carb, cauliflower. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to stop. As you can see, I did not get to everything. I'm sorry about that, those that gave some suggestions, but the reason I want to start wrapping up, I am curious about this beef liver, though. Beef liver. Okay, beef liver. It's a -2 on the weight loss meter. Let's click it. It's a category 4, protein plus fat. You can do 2 to 6 ounces of it. And so that works as a 4, Nicole. Works as a category 4. All right. Now, I'm hoping that when Fast Track, the whole point of kind of brainstorming the brainstorming activity, coming up with ideas of foods that you like in order to be able to look them up is so that you can just do this in an organized way. There's no reason to just sit and read the lean proteins, which I have done before. Actually, I've looked at every single item in this food library, but you can't remember them all because it's a lot. But you want to look up the ones you like. So once you have done that and hey, this food library is awesome. I have all kinds of information in this food library, and you know where to find it. It can always be found in this green tab. Then you can check that box, okay? And then you'd be finished with lap 3. Now, right now, in 3 minutes, Travis is going to be interviewing Wanda Cross. Awesome, Diane. I'm glad to hear that. Wanda Cross and Jennifer McKibben, okay? And good, Angelia. I'm glad that we looked it up then. That's perfect. That's great. And because Jennifer has lost about 35 pounds and Wanda has lost like 100. Okay. So he's interviewing them at 8:30. If you have not registered, you can click right here. Hey, Anna, I'm glad you're here. I'm seeing questions pop through. I'm glad some folks are getting your questions answered. I'm so glad that you are here, Anna. Okay, so right here, you can just come and click how I overcame food addiction and lost weight. And you click this red register here button and you'll be registered and you'll be in the Zoom room. Okay. Now, if you found us tonight on Facebook and you don't know what you got into tonight by watching this, this is the Shibboleth lifestyle. You can get a membership. Currently, it is $69, okay, for a lifetime of information, support, and just wonderful, wonderful life change, okay? I lost 50 pounds, been maintaining that now. Coming up, August will be 2 years. I've been maintaining that weight loss, okay? So grab your membership at shibbolethdeals.com. And one thing that y'all might want to do, please tell your friends. Tell your friends about this so that you have a friend to do this along with you. It's more fun to do it with friends and family members. So ask them to get their membership while we still have a few at the $69. Okay, I'll see y'all over on the other side with Travis and Wanda and Jennifer. Bye, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sheila and Deborah. Bye, everybody. Thank you. See y'all later tomorrow on the Shibby Show or tomorrow night. Bye.